Welcome back to Building the Bruce, everyone. And today we are not up on the Bruce. We are headed down to the woodpile. It's January the 14th. We got about 10 centimeters of fresh snow a couple nights ago, so pretty nice conditions. -7 out there, and a little bit of sun poking through here and there. I've got my daughter Charlotte with me today, and we are going to be cutting some wood on the woodpile again. I figured that since today is my birthday, and not just any birthday, it's kind of a significant number that starts with a 5. I figured no better way than to spend it doing one of my favorite things and with one half of my favorite people. So that's what we're going to do today. Later tonight, the traditional favorite dinner and some presents. But right now, we're headed to the pile, and yeah, it's going to be a fun time. And it's always wonderful to have some help when you're doing this. Help pass the time a little bit. So it's going to be a great day. Okay, well, that takes care of a couple logs. That first one was a maple and some pretty big stuff, so I ended up quartering that. I always say a little bit of extra cutting with the saw makes for an excellent day with the splitter, and trying to take care of my back and avoid any future hernia issues. So yeah, this is great. I can just sit back here with the camera and watch the next generation do some hard work. But no, in all reality, folks, it is nice to have some help down here, and Charlotte's a great hand. I don't always put her to work like this, but it's such a nice day. I figured why not bring her along and we can enjoy this together. Second log, I think, was an oak. It was a little harder cutting, or I might have touched the ground with the chain when I was quartering up that maple, because it just didn't seem to be throwing the chips quite as well. So I'll touch up that chain before I cut the next log, which looks like it's probably a hickory, so that'll be some pretty nice cutting. Yeah, so I brought today was the Stihl MS 441, and it's rocking a 20-inch bar, and yeah, full comp, non-safety chain, and I gave that a fresh sharpen before we came down. And lately I've been trying to pay extra attention to cleaning out the gullet. I've been watching some videos online of fellows who clean out the gullet when they sharpen, and they seem to have quicker cutting times just by taking out that kind of waste material. So I tried to pay some extra attention to the gullet when I was sharpening. So yeah, it seemed to be cutting really well. It's a real test for the saw when you start quartering through frozen hardwoods like that. But it was throwing the noodles, as we call it, pretty well. This stuff is great, makes great insulation on a cold day. If you want to take a break, you can sit your butt down on a pile of this stuff and you don't feel the cold come through at all. So yeah, smells amazing. Okay, well, I'm gonna give the help a hand before she quits, because we're starting to get into the big stuff now. Yeah, maybe this is a good time to give this a touch up before I start my next log. I really like these Stihl 2-in-1 sharpening systems. This one is probably one of the first ones that come out, and I've changed the files once, but it's still working great. So I'd rather give each tooth a little touch up than struggle, for the next hour that I'm down here on every cut. And it gives you a little chance to enjoy the sun. I've got a layer off already. It doesn't take too much. A few minutes and we're back to cutting grade again. Charlotte pointed out when she was marking out the logs that there's some tags, some aluminum tags in these trees. So possibly this load of logs came from a managed forest, or something that was earmarked for thinning at some point. So they're made out of aluminum. They are held in with nails, but even tagging one of those in a cut is gonna affect the chain. At home, when I'm doing this, I have a Sharpie marker and I just mark a tooth, and that's my starting point. Here I just kind of look for the shiny indications of a fresh file on a tooth. So we're there now. And then you just switch sides. Switch sides. And you flip the tool over. And you carry on. The other tool that I have there, a stump vise. I always carry a stump vise in my backpack with me. And then I just have a small, it's like a roofing hatchet with a blade on one end and a little flat on the other, and I can drive small wedges with that. Put in the stump vise, and you know, the hatchet end's got lots of uses too. When I'm felling trees, I always have a small forestry axe with me for setting wedges. Quite often when I'm doing this, if it looks like a log is gonna pinch the bar, then I'll put a wedge in and just cut all the way through. There are a few sleeper logs on the ground right now that I've been using to keep the other ones up elevated on. So that's kind of been working out. So I haven't had to use the wedges too much. I don't count my strokes when I sharpen. I kind of eyeball the tooth. You know, there's lots of opinions and theories out there. If you hit something and you have a really bad tooth and you have to sharpen it and it gets so small, and you have to bring all the rest of the teeth down to that. I've never done that. Seems like a waste of a lot of chain. To me, the tooth that ends up being really sharp, or really short I should say, is probably not going to do any work. But if I have one tooth that's not doing any work, I'd rather have that than to sharpen all the rest of my teeth down really short to match it. So anyhow, that's just how I've always done it. I got to give credit there to Martin. He was in the video. He stopped by in his gator. He was just grabbing some wood. Got to give credit to him. He was the one who showed me how to sharpen a saw years ago. Probably. How old are you now, Charlotte?
17.
17. Okay, so Charlotte was 1 or 2 when I started cutting wood, and I was working at a private school, and somehow I ended up looking after they had a forest there and doing the tree work, so there was a lot of wood, and we at that time were heating with oil, and it was so hard to keep the house at a comfortable temperature for the baby and not be bankrupt at the same time. Every month the oil truck would pull up and we'd just be rubbing our hands together like, oh gosh, what's this going to cost us now? And it'd be like $1,000 for a tank of oil, and that would cost you a month, or that would last you a month. And my wife, she was on mat leave, so she wasn't getting as much as a regular wage. Yeah, things were tight, and we had a stove in the basement that my uncle had built. He was a welder as well, my Uncle Butch, and he had built that stove, and we didn't really use it too often. My parents, we bought the house off my parents, and they had used it kind of sparingly. My dad cut up skids and things like that, but I was like, geez, we got that wood stove in the basement and I've got a whole supply of wood. Now I just got to learn what to do with it, how to process it, and a place to put it. So Martin, we call him the mayor of Vinemount. That's the little community I live in, and everyone knows Martin. So I tracked him down. He was out on his tractor blowing snow, and I tracked him down, and I asked him if he would show me how to sharpen a chainsaw, and that's how it all started. 15 years ago or so, and ever since then we've been great pals. So without him just taking that time, he finished what he was doing, and then I came back to his place after work. We went down to his garage and he explained it all to me, and I told him what I was trying to do.
and I think he appreciated the fact that I was, you know, trying to make ends meet, and was willing to do the hard work to make it happen. So he's done that all his life as well. So yeah, him and I hit it off great, and it's been a great friendship ever since. So yeah, he stopped by there. He was in the photos or the video. Stopped by just to talk, say happy birthday, and to talk about getting older and his experience.
Hey Charlotte, since today is Saturday and it's cutting day, do you know what tomorrow is?
Wedding day.
Yeah. See, a lot of kids her age would say, well, it's Sunday, that's sleep-in day. You know what else this is great for?
What?
If you come and work with me every Saturday and we finish this log pile, you won't need that gym membership you were talking about. So not only do we get wood to keep the house warm, and we usually sell enough in a year to take a family holiday, but think of all the money you're saving by not having to go to the gym to get this workout. Eh? That's right. Oh look, somebody left me a nice comfortable chair. I might take advantage of that for a few minutes. Well, that's just about it, folks, for today. Sun's starting to go down. It's been a great one. I always like to leave the log pile in a safe state in case someone decides that they want to climb up there for a little adventure. Don't want anyone getting hurt. Well, folks, that's it for today. It's been a great day. The sun is starting to go down, so we're closing in on 4:30. But yeah, just a wonderful way to spend a birthday. So lucky to have this good weather here this time of year. Not too cold, and just feeling that sun warm up your skin. Boy, that's a real treat, I tell you. And speaking of treats, being able to do this with my daughter, who never hesitates to come down and give me a hand, no matter what it is. So yeah, totally appreciate that, I tell you. And right now, I bet my wife is at home making my favorite birthday meal, or one of them, which I think tonight is going to be ham and baked beans that we like to do. And then there's a famous cake that we have for dessert called tomato soup cake, and that's a real favorite of mine. So we're really looking forward to that. Put the feet up in front of the fire, have a coffee, and it's going to be a great night. So thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoy these videos. A shout out, a thank you to everyone who watches them, and I've got a few subscribers now, which I'm thankful for. And as of today, even someone took the time to leave a comment. So that's nice. It's a good start. I'm just a little guy in the big world of YouTube videos, but I don't know, hopefully you come along this journey with us and enjoy our build up in the Bruce. There's going to be plenty of that coming up in the spring. Just a little teaser. I'm building a tiny wood stove right now at home for the tent. I got an insulated ice fishing tent, and I'm building a wood stove for it. So we're going to try to get up there in the early spring this year, maybe beat the black flies by a few weeks and get some work done. So that's going to be coming up. So something to look forward to. Anyhow, thanks again, and enjoy your day, and hopefully you're able to get outside and take advantage of some of this wonderful weather. Okay, take care.